All right. Well, I'm recording and got the live stream. Put the link on the Riverside for whatever because LinkedIn fucking blows and YouTube's on there. So um, jump on that stuff because I don't know what the hell's wrong with this thing. It's always something with these fuckers. Yeah. So let me find the good side of what we're doing here. Anyway, RSA is coming up next week. Be an interesting week. I'm sure I'll see a lot of you folks out there. Should be a good time, I hope. Oh, and man, it's always right before RSA when things come swirling out of wherever they're coming swirling out of. So again, just a couple things here to mess around with. All right. So anyway, yeah, jump on the Doctor Zero Trust link if you're listening to this because LinkedIn blows and I'm tired of fucking with them. Um, uh, yeah, whatever. So, all right, for everybody that's out there, if you're listening to this, let's start talking about this 10 ring app. And I'll record this and I'll put it out as well. And I want to make people understand the why and how this came to be and what it's going to do for you. So, here's what you need to know. The 10 Ring app will be available on my website and I'll put it on LinkedIn and all that stuff Monday morning. Why am I putting it out Monday morning? Well, if I put it out now, there's the possibility because people do shady shit that somebody could start jumping on to the 10 Ring app and trying to game the system. The whole premise of this application is, and I'll show you some clickety clicks and things like that. The whole premise of this application is you're able to walk around on your own and share information with vendors. You can save vendors that you might want to talk to later. You can be anonymous. You can be public. You can comment. You can talk to vendors, your events and announcements and all that stuff going here. But it's not live until the event starts. And then when the event's over, end of next week, it closes down. So there's no way that somebody can game the system by getting it early. Even if they came to me today, if CrowdStrike came to me today and said, Chase, we're going to give you $500,000. We want to be the winner of the 10 Ring app. I couldn't do it. There's no way to do it. They could put a gun to my head and I couldn't make it happen because of the fact that I don't actually have the control of this. It's going to go live Monday. Everybody can jump on it when you want, and then everybody can do whatever you want with it on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I'll walk through some of the things in here that you are able to do. I funded this 100% out of my own pocket. I put my own resources and time into this thing because I think it's time that we take back a bit of control. I don't know about you folks, but I am personally tired of the gaming of the system. I'm tired of seeing the same companies win top right. I'm tired of seeing the same bullshit happen year over year over year. And we want better data. And I want to help vendors do things better. So when the question becomes, what are you going to do with this information? I'm going to nuke your email addresses. Unless you want to stay in there, which there's a button you can click and stay in there and you can communicate with vendors and save your stuff and whatever else. Honestly, if I was a CISO and I was going to run around RSA and do some looking, I would use this thing to keep track of the people I actually wanted to talk to. And then you can go forward from there. Or if you don't want that to happen, your email will get nuked at the end of it. I'm going to keep the data that's used to help vendors figure out what's right and wrong, and so that I can score stuff so I can come up with this award. Now, what is a 10 ring? Okay, if you're into shooting, 10 ring means you hit the bullseye. You've got the 10 ring, and depending on the target thing, it'll be 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, or whatever, or however it's stacked. But the point is, you want to be dead center. Dead center means everything is as perfect as it gets. That's where this is going to live. And they'll be able to use it on their website. I'm going to write a report after the end of all this stuff and give everybody access to all the information. You hear a lot of people talk about democratization and sharing technology and sharing whatever else. I don't know that a lot of folks have gone out and spent their own money to build an application to make this stuff possible because they believe in that much. Like, this is not just talk for the sake of talk. This is legit, honest to God work that's going to make this thing go forward and do better. Again, it's not live until Monday morning, and it'll be live from Monday morning until Friday morning. I'm on the red eye back Wednesday night, so I'm gonna let it run one more day Thursday. But then after that, it's shut off. Data and the analytics will be there. There is a way to share this with people, bring them on in, let them invite it in. I'll run through the clicks here in a minute, but you can do all the cool stuff that you want to do in this application, and it is zero cost to anybody here. If you are, if you are one of the people that does the most reviews and the most ratings or whatever else, at the end of every day when I do a live stream, I'm going to find you and I'm going to give you $100, not a voucher, not a gift card, not unless you want it. I'll send it to Venmo, whatever you want. But I'm saying $100, no bullshit, no fucking socks, no t-shirts, no nothing, because you're contributing to the overall betterment of the space, and I can afford a few $100. I'm going to give people $100. So that's your prize. Do lots of reviews, post lots of stuff, make lots of comments. The more, the merrier. You win $100. If you do it all 3 days in a row, great. Now, the next question people probably have, well, what about vendors? This is open to anyone and everyone. Vendors, if you see this and you want to jump in and start reviewing and rating other vendors, by all means, go ahead. You can do that. However, I do have my own little proprietary algorithm running in the background that I'll know if you're doing things like trying to game the system by having 70 of your minions run out and rate one vendor as real shitheads or whatever else. So I will boot you from the system. And if I boot you from the system, you don't get back in. And depending on who you are, if you're a vendor, I'll probably make a comment about what you did and why you got booted, just FYI. So play nice, be fair, don't be assholes, and this can be a very good thing. Now, that being said, let's start running through some of the clicks within the system because I'm pretty stoked on it, and honestly, it's pretty cool. So, all right, let me share the screen. Sorry, I got a share button here. And if you're listening to this on the live stream or the podcast side, just go look it up on YouTube. Okay, so let's not do that right now. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so here's what you're going to get. You'll have an invite. Everything's here. Here's my invite, right? My name, Chase Cunningham. I put my photo. Why do I want a photo? I don't care if you put a photo of a kitty cat or a penguin's butthole or whatever else. I would prefer you put your pink picture in here so that we can talk to you, but you can be as anonymous as you want. Put your job role, the typical stuff we all do all day, every day anyway, right? If you want to invite another user, you click invite user and you enter their name, email, invite note, and it's got to be a Gmail, Outlook, Yahoo, iCloud, etc. If I use the company stuff, this would cost me so much I wouldn't be able to do it. So send them. Everybody's got a Gmail or an Outlook or Yahoo account, or whatever. Invite them through there. Pretty simple. When you're inside of the application, like I said, there's the 10 ring vendors, and this is going to be the one that's streaming live. So who are the trending vendors? Who's getting really good reviews? All the vendors that have been listed from everybody that's in here doing stuff, everybody that populates. So you can look at theirs. You might not have to go by their booth. You can just look at them through the app, whatever else. So if we look at these, fake sort of testers, right? These were the testing things I did. So booth number 700, Delphi Threat Intelligence. You can see that there's a way to report a vendor, right? You could report a vendor and go, man, they suck and they have crappy swag. You can report that vendor and it will report and it will come up to me and I'll be the one to go track that down and figure out what's up. If you like the vendor and you want to save it so you can talk to them later, you just click the save button, right? Unsave or save, and you save it. Now here, you can see that there's a score. That score was added. Louis Columbus was kind enough to test with me here. So he added some stuff and he scored them. Well, what is that scoring? Why was it scored that way? All you got to do is go in here and look and you can get it. So clarity of messaging, demo value, technical depth, staff knowledgeability, innovation and hype, relevance to threats. Is it a zero trust thing? Do they have a live demo? Are they using tons of buzzwords? Would you recommend them for deeper eval? Are they enterprise or SMB focused? What vertical? And then you can write a little comment in here or a little note, right? The platform features a clean, intuitive dashboard, blah, blah, blah. You could say, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen and I hate their faces. Go ahead. You can do all that. And you're able to, mark that up. Now, there are required fields so that we know that it is a legit review that's happening at a certain date. You've got to put that information in there so that we can make sure that you are who you say are. And you can see you submit what is required to be submitted. And I made a comment about it, very meh. But that saves the vendor. You can report all those things. Now there's also a feature in here to make notes. So this is, a note that I would want to write about this vendor. Um, Love their socks, whatever. Now that's saved just for me, right? That's just for Chase. So again, when I'm going back to look at my stuff and I want to look at my vendors, this would save you a lot of work. You're able to go in there and go, oh, cool, these guys at Crapola, obviously this is all testing information. I really want to talk to them. I can look at all my comments and I can look at my notes and all those things, whatever, and I can look at the ratings. Okay, cool. I showed you about invite users. Now, events, because there's tons of events going on at RSA. You can track all those things down. So like testing, doing this stuff, add this stuff, whatever else, you can look at the calendar because it will show up in a calendar view or list view or whatever. But you got a new one you want to add, oh, there's an event coming up, book signing and vendors. You could add this to get people to come to your booth. Chase has a book signing at our booth and dinner at some expensive restaurant, blah, blah, blah. And then of course you pick an image of whatever image you want to pick. Like I'll just throw this one in there. You can throw an attachment in there if you want to attach a QR code in the file or whatever the hell you want to throw in there. But by all means, feel free. And then the date and time. Make sure that you let people know when this is going to happen. So it's going to be April 25th at, I don't know, 1:30, right? Cool. Submit it. And there it is. And look, there's a book signing. Oh, when is the book signing? It's this date at this time. And if I click on that, it will take me to the actual event. Super cool, super clean, easy. Couple other things. Leaderboard. This is not the vendor leaders. This is the folks that are participating in this that are reviewing other vendors, and that's where you're gonna get rated. So that's why I say at the end of the day, if you've been the one to put the most stuff in here, I will find you and I will give you $100. So like me right now, I can't give myself $100. So, but I'm winning as far as this goes right now. Couple of other things that you can do. There's categorization here. There's verticals as well. And you can go forward and do those things. And again, the goal is to make this as viral and as social as possible. So like I say, save your vendors, save yourself, add new stuff, share, comment, notes, all that. If there's other criteria you think we should include, by all means, make a note, make a comment. If there's something egregious that you found, make a note, make a comment. Share this with other people. This is how we begin to change the market. So yes, and like I said, I will be the one moderating, managing, and controlling all this stuff. And at the end of the event, there will be awards generated. So pretty cut, pretty dry, pretty simple. Anybody can use this and you can go forward and share, and we're going to do good things. And this is where I think that the game begins to change. Very simple to add a vendor. You just go in here, vendor name, super security, booth number, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Put a booth photo because the booth photo is required so that we know that you actually took a photo live and it's not just some game thing. Category, where would you put them? These are the categories from the RSA website. So fraud prevention, whatever. What industry vertical do you think they typically service? Telecom. And then lastly, right here, share email contact. Do I, Chase, want to let these vendors reach out to me and talk? So there you go. That's where it's at, and that's what you can do. It's pretty cool stuff, but it's optional. If you don't want those vendors to talk to you, don't add your stuff. It's just that simple. So that being said, because none of this stuff is cooperating correctly, I'll wrap that up for now, and I'll post this out and make it a live video and those types of things, because live streaming is, I don't know why this stuff is always as complicated as it is, but I don't know. I need better internet, I guess. Quit living in the country. Okay. I'll be there as press. I'm willing to come to anybody's booth. I'm willing to record with anybody. I'm willing to share. It doesn't cost anybody a nickel. Please reach out. If I can help you, I will. And please take the time to use this application, not because it's money out of my pocket, but because if we collaborate here and if we put our heads together, this is a way to change the game and to begin to let the users and those of us that are actually leveraging technology take back a bit of the power. I'll see you guys at RSA.